to talk to you something a little disturbing today, something more deeper, more serious. Let's just say this. We know that we all must protect ourselves when we're having sex. Aren't we, people? Hmm. Let's do this again. Hmm. We all know we're supposed to protect ourselves while having sex. I just want to know, do you ever have slip-ups? You know, you're with someone and you're like, but maybe they're okay. Maybe I'll just do it, this one time. I'm sure I'll be fine. Never do that. Remember one thing. When you do something like that, you can never really go back. And that's the thing about it. Once the damage is done, it's done. Always keep that in mind. Always practice safe sex. I mean, I don't mind you getting it in, but make sure you keep your insurance. Because I feel like that's what it's called. I mean, we all know condoms are not 100% protected, but you're being good hand with Allstate, honey. And these are your insurance. So, just like before you get on top of that car, always have your insurance ready. And the reason why I'm asking you this question or telling you or trying to talk to you is in reference to, I'm going to go a little deep, make it a little trouble for this one. But I feel like it needs to be said. I know someone who's sick. And I know quite a few. But I know someone who's sick and they're HIV positive. Now, that within itself is a hard pain for that person to endeavor. And I listen to them and I, get the feedback and stuff like that. And the thing about it is, I watch them go out and meet other guys and they don't tell them. I mean, they sleep with them and they'll do things with them and they never tell them that I know of. Like, the position that it puts me in, because I feel like this, is it my place to let that person know? You know what I mean? This person is sick that you're about to talk to. Until you just shut your mouth and just watch in shock. Because you feel like, hey, are you telling these people? And they may say, yeah. But reality is not. True story. Way before all of this, I met a guy, and he had full-blown AIDS. And he liked me. And I liked him. In fact, I really liked him. But once upon a time, I had a brother. And my brother died when he was 4 years old. And this guy looked exactly like my brother. And I took him home to meet my mother because I wanted her to see this guy. And she was like, oh my God, you look just like my dead child. So, I really liked him now. Not brother incest, not that kind of shit like that, but it was just really weird because sometimes people are attracted to people that looks like them. That's why a lot of times if you notice, it's like, y'all look like brothers and sisters, or y'all look like brothers, and people kind of try, it's almost like we're kind of conceited. It's like you're attracted to your own. And even though they said opposites attract. Anyway, so I really liked this guy. But me and him used to fight a lot. He would not kiss me. He would hold me. But he would never, ever, ever have sex with me. And he would, like, he just wouldn't do anything with me. But he didn't want to let me go. I went around his friends. I hung out with his friends. And then he's like, well, tonight we're going to spend the night together and stuff like that. So he took me over to his friend's house. And he left me there in New York City by myself. At 9 o'clock in the morning, he came back at 10 o'clock at night. So obviously you already know. I left him alone. I cussed him out. I left him alone. I couldn't understand what was his problem. Now at this point in my life, I didn't know it's about AIDS and all that kind of stuff. But I couldn't understand why he was acting the way he was acting towards me. Like he was actually being an angel in my life. And I couldn't recognize that. Because I couldn't understand why he was doing it. I mean, reality is that I feel as though he could have told me and let me deal with it. But I guess he thought that if he would have told me the truth, I would have ran off. And to be honest with you, I probably would have. Because I wasn't educated enough in exactly knowing, what to do, how to handle it. And he protected me. I mean, he overdid it because he could have just told me, but I guess that's his way of handling it. So anyway, years later, I ran into his friends, and I asked him how is he doing, and they told me they was like, he passed away. So I'm thinking, oh my God, he got hit by a car. He had a heart attack. He was murdered. They was like, no, he had AIDS. So I'm saying, really? Now, remind you, I found this out in the club. So I'm a little shocked. I'm going, really? They say, didn't he tell you? I was like, no. I was like, no. He didn't tell me. They said, well, he told us. I said, why didn't he tell me? They said, well, it wasn't in our place to tell you. And I gagged. I was like, it wasn't in your place. How could you do this to me? Like I was about to blame them for what just happened. And my reality is, I'm going to be honest, I was hurt. Tears started coming from my eyes. Not because he passed away, because it could have been me. Now, that being said, do I blame them for not telling me? Or do I blame him? And I do appreciate the fact that he refused, he didn't do anything with me. And I mean anything. But it was the fact that he knew what he had, and he didn't tell me. They knew what he had, and they didn't tell me. I was the only one sitting there didn't know. So of course, I picked my face up, and I left. It was like a sunken feeling. So now it's like, I'm watching this almost unfold in front of my face. And I'm seeing someone I know go out with other people, and I'm wondering, is he really telling them? Is he letting them know? And I don't think they are. See, I don't know. Like, how do you deal with that? Like, do you just bombard everybody? Can you imagine now? Okay, let's have empathy. You're sick, and you're telling everybody, oh, but they're sick, they're sick, they're sick, they're sick. Can you imagine someone doing that to you? So how do you handle that? Like, you sit them down, and I've talked to him. I said, listen, I told him, I said, I hope you're telling people about you. And he's like, oh yeah. In the back of your mind, you're going, I wonder. And it fucks your head up. I mean, I'm putting it out there. I'm not sick. I'm not trying to laugh, but just in case you try, because I know y'all be trying to find with my city. Bitch, it's not me. I have a lot of friends, honey, all walks of life, and I don't discriminate against anybody. Just because you may be sick, and not all of my friends are sick with that. Some of my friends are bipolar. Some of them have diabetes, some have sickle cell, some got heart disease. The world is full of a lot of variety of things. I'm not going to be friends with you because you're sick. I'm not going to be less of a friend with you. I'm still going to be your friend. Because that's how I am. But how do you feel about that? Like, you know this information and you don't know what to do. It kind of makes you, I'm going to be honest, it started making me think everybody had it. And I didn't. So my OCD came into play. So, oh. It's not funny, but I became a real fear and real afraid. And the fact that I knew someone lay next to me, and the fact I watched someone else, and I do mean more than one person I know. I even watched one that I know. I can't even tell you this one. You may figure this one out, but I can't take it out. But and I've watched it, and I don't know like how to handle that. Do I just say it's none of my business, or say, please be telling these people, please be telling these people? Now, if I've said that, I don't know. And I've watched one guy I know. I can't give out too much information because you may figure it out. I know one guy I know. He actually went with someone else. And me and this other guy's friends. And he's a friend of mine, and he's messing with him. And I looked. And all of a sudden, I saw the one sick kissing the one that wasn't. Now, they say it's not contact that way, but they say bodily fluid. And I know people I may catch hell for this. They're like, well, it's bodily fluid and stuff like that, and you can't catch it that way, and stuff, da, da, da. But if it's so true of what you say, then why do you say abstinence? Abstinence means go home and just beat the hell off at their pictures and look at each other from the room. Y'all can't figure this shit out. That's how I feel. So, you know, if I'm dumbfounded to whatever it is and case may be and stuff like that, I apologize. I don't know. And I don't want to come back sit in front of a fucking doctor telling him, well, I did what you said. And then they go, oh, well, I'd like to apologize. Because the person who has it don't deserve it either. And it's wrong for me to go back and tell people and point them out and let the person know the body they're talking to. Oh, they're sick, they told you. I just want you to be aware. And like the person I did know, I don't know, I saw them about to kiss. And I felt really weird. It weirded me out. Because it wasn't my place to tell them. Or was it not my place to tell them? Tell me how you feel about this. This is a very serious subject to me. And it's very weird. And it weirds me out to the max. And it puts you in a very bad spot. It's almost like, you know how you get into a fist fight with somebody and your whole day is just fucked up. But I know there are people out there, and I probably slept with some, messed with some that had it, or whatever the case may be, but honey, better believe mother was well protected. Because I know it goes in this body. But I'm just saying, how do you feel about that? Because I know everybody knows, or some people know somebody who may be sick. Tell me, how do you deal with it? I mean, you give that person love, but then they go on and meet someone else who's dumbfounded to their situation. And maybe you're not even aware that they know someone. But you don't want to isolate that person and treat them like a prisoner. Like, how do you handle it? Or you just don't. Anyway, I really like to hear what you got to say about this one. Anyway, you do you. You do you the best way you can. And if nobody don't like it, then fuck 'em.